and they are now leading this charge on no on SB 56. And so, with no further ado, Joey, go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know what you want to know. What you want to know?
Thank you, Gerald. My name's Joey Elwood. I'm with Appalachian Girls Cannabis, and we are part of a large effort. I'm sitting on the committee for the referendum, whereby we need 248,000 and change valid signatures. With the effort underway, it'll be more, Gerald, like 400,000 based on, validity rates. But yeah, we are essentially trying to walk back what the government has bestowed upon us after 57% of Ohio voters in 2023 said that they wanted cannabis here in Ohio. I mean, let's face it, Ohioans have been using cannabis for a very, very long time. They're going to continue to use it. I like to use the old balloon squeeze, depending on what market you squeeze, the other one pops up. So we're certainly going to see a proliferation of black market cannabis here in Ohio. And if this referendum goes through, not that home growers, they have been growing some of the finest cannabis, but if we're trying to create a legal market, and the citizens spoke, we're not just talking about intoxicating hemp products that go away with Senate Bill 56, Gerald. I think that's one of the biggest misnomers with this referendum. We have intoxicating hemp products, that are out there. Of course, some regulated, some not, and we're pushing for regulation with those. But we have CBD tinctures, pet tinctures, topicals. All these stand to go away. We have licensed CBD processors, people that invested millions of dollars. We're talking about 6,000 businesses here in Ohio, thousands of Ohio jobs that are at stake, hardworking Ohioans. I want to point out that the February jobs report nationally is like at net negative 92,000 jobs or something astounding. And here in Ohio, Governor DeWine is going to knock out north of 6,000 jobs, again, with this situation. So I've said a lot there. We're here at Chillaxin and Waxin today, 8 to 5 in Tuscarawas County. And you check out the location finder. We can post it in the link here thereafter too. Come on down and get your signatures. We do need 44 counties. We need 3% of the vote in those counties. And we have multiple petitions for all the counties. So check out that location finder.
And where can that location finder? Is it no on SB56.com?
You got it, Gerald. There's north of 80 locations on there, and we're adding those too. There's been a groundswell of volunteers, and we hope to have an update on the numbers by Monday.
Okay.
But yes, no on SB56.com. Thank you so much for having that prepared. You're on top of it, man.
Oh, I
And
just did it, man.
I just wanted take a minute to thank you for all the efforts. You've been on the ground since day one with all this reporting out. There are very few others that have been kind of giving all the aspects and angles to the general public. God love them. There's a big education curve, and here in Ohio, we're 5 to 10 years behind what's going on with cannabinoids, minor cannabinoids benefits, and you've been on the ground pushing the information, the education. So thank you, man.
Yeah, I realized once we legalized, that was the biggest issue, right? Like you have people that have been on the legacy market for years, right? But oftentimes, those folks that are on the legacy market, the education, you don't realize that you have to catch other people up, right? I'm also not from Ohio, so I'm from a community that did pass cannabis legalization earlier than Ohio. So I was already frustrated when we finally got medical and adult use. But also, I didn't have the finances to get involved in the legal industry. So I was like, what is the easiest way to get in without
That's
having to
right.
spend a ton of money? And it's media. It's news media, it's independent media. And also you realize a lot of the big news stations weren't going to cover cannabis or marijuana because they just weren't as familiar with it. So I just figured this would probably be the easiest way to go about this. So now when we talk about, obviously we went through this process, let people know, about App Girls Cannabis, let them know about Appalachia. I mean, I know a lot of people myself included, I didn't know much about Appalachia or Athens, Ohio until I was recruited by Ohio University and spent 5 years in Athens and found out how beautiful and amazing the people were. So let people know just a little bit about App Girls Cannabis, you guys' motto, and what you guys have been able to do in your short time in this industry.
You bet. And I'll just share, I'm getting signatures as we speak.
Yeah,
So if
yep,
I
no problem.
have you filibuster a little bit as we go, but Appalachian Girls, we've been on the ground since the beginning. And 2022 is when we formed as a company. But a big piece of what we're trying to do is represent the misrepresented. A
Right.
lot of situations in rural America have had this, have been taken advantage of. DuPont with their issues, the coal miners. I could go on. The Sackler family and the pharmaceutical issues. Um, so yeah, we're here just trying to get signatures. And Gerald, if you want to go ahead and
Yeah.
speak for a little bit, I'm going to get this